This is the Transformers Armada Leader Class Megatron with Minicon. Oh my goodness, this figure looks absolutely fantastic. I do apologize for the way it looks right now. My good buddy Ray had sent this over from the Netherlands, and apparently when it got here, customs officials needed to inspect the item. I don't know, maybe there's a law now in the Philippines where the customs can inspect even toys because there were some unscrupulous traffickers that were putting contraband items in toys. So within the last 3-4 years, the Customs Department of the Philippines has been doing a crackdown, especially on toys. So it's a shame that this really pristine condition figure had to go through that inspection, and that's really my guess as to what happened here, because there's no other explanation, because I know my buddy Ray had packed it really nicely, and I suppose the customs official that inspected this figure was a big Megatron fan, so he decided to play around with the toy for a bit, put it back, and just sent the package back to me. So it's really a shame that it has to happen, but what can you do? The date on the box says 2002. So Takara, no Takara Tomy, just Takara Company Limited. When Hasbro's licensed manufacture and sale of Transformers figures from Takara. Let's get this bad boy out of packaging. Armada Megatron looks absolutely terrific. I was totally blown away by this figure. Despite the lack of articulation, the figure has a really massive feel to it. He's got tons of gimmicks and all these details that I think can more than make up for the lack of articulation. The sculpting on the figure looks fantastic. I love the head sculpt. I love all these little gimmicks that they've added onto the figure. And to a certain extent, I believe it's a very good representation of how he looked like on the cartoon, and even in some cases, the comic books. It's a great looking figure. Let's take a closer look at the details of this figure. So first, let me correct myself. This is not a leader class figure. The technical term is that it is a Gigacon class figure. But in today's standards, I think he can well pass for a leader class. We'll do some comparisons later. Now, he does come with some accessories. He's got 4 missiles. He's got the Minicon companion, Leader 1. Sounds like the name of the leader of the GoBots, Leader 1. The colors actually match that GoBot that turned into a jet. But this is the Minicon companion. He comes with other paraphernalia. It comes with a really nice sticker. It has a great looking artwork. Very cool. He also comes with instruction sheets that aren't the best in the world. This is pre-generations instruction sheet. Classics instruction sheet, they weren't the best, but they're okay. And then it comes with a multilingual comic book. It's the same story on both sides. It's just that the other languages translated are on this side. I think English is here. No, this is the English side with French and German, and then the others are Italian and Spanish. So yeah, and then we have in the middle the booklet or the product catalog. This is what I miss, man. I love looking at product catalogs. I mean, you can see the upcoming products. I love this for G.I. Joe, for the old G1 Transformers, and you get excited and you'd start making a checklist of what to get on your next visit to the toy store. So I wish Hasbro would do that, bring those back. Anyway, so that's that. For comparisons here, we have fellow Armada figure Starscream with Swindle, so Minicons. Then we have Super Megatron right here. This is a Voyager class figure. So head to toe, he's about the same size as a Voyager class figure. And of course, we have leader class Power of the Primes, Optimus Prime. And if you look at the size of both figures, I think it's comparable to what would be a leader class 5-7 years ago. So it's a pretty hefty looking figure. Take a quick look at the details of this figure. Look at how much sculpting there is on this figure. The Decepticon insignias are sculpted. There's a lot of these neon peach or neon orangey pink plastic. I'm not a big fan of that though, but I guess they have to they had to put it because of the design. Every inch of this figure has a ton of sculpting. Look at that. I love the paintwork. This is just a eclectic mix of purple, army green, silver, and that neon pink, neon peach, or neon salmon color. That's, I don't know, it kind of works. Despite you know, initially I wouldn't think it would work, but it does. As far as articulation goes, that's probably what this figure is lacking. The Minicon doesn't do much. It's got 6 points of articulation, mostly because of the transformation. The figure itself has a swivel neck. It's got a swivel waist. The shoulders can ratchet forward and backward. The arms can go in and out on ratchets as well. I guess you got a ratcheting hinge elbow as well. You go 90 degrees. The wrist, at least on this one, can swivel. You've got a, I guess this is a forearm swivel. The legs don't really do as much. They can do the splits because of transformation, and then they can do the straddle stance again because of transformation. But that's it. It's a shame they couldn't put a hinge right here to allow you to have the robot kick up and down. That wasn't staple or standard for articulation back in 2002, 2001. So it's a little bit of a shame. I wish they could have added that. Now, as far as gimmicks go, let's start with leader one, the Minicon. You can turn him into a gun, sort of like, so he turns into a vehicle and a gun. You can have Megatron hold him only with just with the right hand, right arm. You can hold him as a gun. You can put him as like an arm blaster right here. Plug that in right there. There's so many options for this guy. You can have him here as a shoulder cannon. There's even one gimmick that allows you to just, you know, squeeze him in here. And I thought this was a little corny, but it kind of works. Just the instructions say you plug him in like this, and you just close this panel right here, and he's a shoulder cannon. So yeah, very, very cool. I mean, it's back in the day, that was pretty cool. Now he has missiles, which I think it's best to show off the missiles in alt mode, so we're going to leave that off, but I will show off his battle mode. Hey, you can just lift him up here and then rotate this midsection right here, and you flip it like this, and then you turn him into his vehicle mode. This is the official vehicle mode. He's like a little tiny cute artillery Cybertronian laser cannon vehicle. You can put him right here if you want to. Okay. And yeah, it's there is a knob here you can turn, and then it will rotate and turn this guy. So kind of I guess it's part of the cartoon, his gimmick and all that he could do, but in toy form, it kind of looks a little corny, but it just looks so cool, and he can use this whole tank turret as a main cannon, like. So, okay, that's that. I'll show off the other gimmicks here in tank mode, because I think it's best if you do it in tank mode. Okay, so just turn him back into his robot mode. There is one more gimmick, which I almost forgot. It's his left hand actually has spring articulation for the fingers, and you can put the Minicon right here to activate this gimmick, but you don't really have to, because the peg is thick enough, and you can just slide it out, and out pops his knife, so you can backstab the Decepticons and Autobots. Yeah, close that up. I thought that was pretty cool. So, despite not having a ton of articulation, there's so much playability with this guy, especially in robot mode. Let's turn him into his tank mode. So, transformation. Okay, first you set the Minicon and some of the missiles off to the side. Now, this figure does still have the electronic sounds that you might hear as we transform him. So we'll talk about the sounds later, but bear with me as I transform him, and accidentally press some of the buttons to activate the sound. So, okay, first thing you want to do, you want to position the cannon to its proper position. And then you want to open these panels up right here. You want to fold up the arms, just lock them in place, close up those panels. Okay, and then you want to cover up the face, that with this. And then you want to rotate that entire upper torso 180 degrees. That. All that's left is transform the legs. You want to fold the feet down, fold the heel spurs up, that. Then you want to just fold up the feet or the legs up like this and tab them onto the shoulders. Fold it up like this. And then tab and join with the shoulders, and there you have Armada Megatron in his, it's sort of like an Earth mode, Cybertronian tank mode. Let me just straighten up this. Yeah, as you rotate the tank turret, you will hear that sound. So that's pretty cool. The cannon or the gun barrel can go up and down. And you can't put one bullet in it. Make sure you put the one with the flared peg, not this one. It's the ball-ended peg. That's the only missile that will fit here, like that. And then it should be able to launch as you push on the barrel right here, or pull on the barrel, I should say. So it does make a really nice firing sound. Now the other missiles, you can actually just put two for this launcher. And this launcher activates by sliding this. You can use the Minicon to actually slide that knob, but you can do it by hand like this. And I thought that was pretty cool. That's probably the neatest gimmick that this tank has. And you slide it back and it just folds that thing back. It's kind of spring-loaded, a little bit of an automorph type of gimmick. So it does make that sound, and if you press on it, it does have that firing sound as well. Now, you can load it up with some missiles. Now, hold on. Okay. All right. Let's see if it'll fire. So it doesn't actually make a sound when you fire, but when you press, that's when it makes a sound. So yeah, okay, put it back. All right, the other gimmick is right here. As you slide this button down, it opens up, I guess, more Minicon ports. So if you have other Minicons, you can, let me see if we can put Swindle here, and then you can put him here. I mean, Leader 1, you can put as many Minicons as you want. There's so many ports, you can put them here. There's another port right here. You can actually put Leader 1 right here, and you can slide him over. Or you can fold it out, and it'll be like a launch platform or a gun turret. That's cool. Fold that back. Fold these guys back. I guess this next bit is probably something like a battle station mode. Right here, you can slide this compartment right here, and it'll open up. So I don't know, that could be like a place to put more Minicons. The other side of the tank, you can actually open it up like this, fold it down, and this one looks more like a ramp, and then you open this claw up. So I guess you can put them there. You can slide these Minicons right here, and then the claw should secure them. Yeah. Nothing like that. Let me see if we can. Yeah, I guess so. I think this is pretty cool. There's a lot of playability when you deploy all the components of this tank mode. It feels like it's a battle station of sorts because of all these gimmicks that they've put in. I mean, really, it feels like a playset more than a figure. So one other thing I almost forgot to show off is you can activate this. There's a knob right here. Use the Minicon, and then you can twist it, and then it's making that firing noise. And there's a light right here. And turn it off. Just take off the Minicon and bring it back to its original position. So that's cool. After all these years, this thing still works. That's how tough, that's how well built the old Transformers toys were. So very, very nice. Now, let's do some comparisons. And the first thing I want to show off is the Netflix Voyager class Earthrise or Siege, War for Cybertron Siege Megatron. And the reason I want to show this off is I think this design was inspired heavily from the ARMADA Megatron. I mean, I don't know exactly if they were inspired by this design, but there's a lot of similarities with both tank modes. You can see that it's hollow in between the tank treads, that the turret only has the center mass, and it feels like the tank has arms and legs. That's what's really cool about it. After 2 decades, you know, the ARMADA design is still getting some form of, it's still being used as an inspiration to design these more modern Megatron tank modes. The other Megatron I wanted to compare him with is this really awesome His Tank Megatron. Oh, you guys know how I feel about this His Tank Megatron. So in terms of girth, I mean, just in length and width, it's comparable to the His Tank Megatron. I mean, obviously this one has more mass, but look at that. These two in another multiverse could probably go toe to toe and just battle each other for supremacy over leadership of the Decepticons. Would have been nice if they had put light and sound with the His Tank Megatron, but alas, yeah. So yeah, very, very cool. Oh, one last gimmick. Antlers, or I guess the claws on Megatron's head can pinch. It's on springs, so you can kind of have him close like crush some mini Autobots, some small Autobots. And so some final thoughts on this Transformers ARMADA Megatron. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this figure. I didn't think I was gonna have so much fun with it. It is a massive, really hefty Megatron figure, really nice to handle. It turns into an awesome tank with all these features of a battle station. It's got great lights and sounds. The robot mode looks as accurate as you're gonna get to the cartoon in toy form. There's a little bit of lack of articulation, but I think all the gimmicks more than make up for that little bit of lack of articulation, particularly with the legs. I did enjoy this figure. I'm going to give the figure 9 out of 10. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this Transformers ARMADA Giga class Megatron. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.